Welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ is Lord. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. So, the 95-96 Bulls, they simply ran roughshod over the entire league, okay? They got off to a good start. Now, they did lose to Orlando, okay? Surprise, surprise. They did lose to Orlando earlier in the season. The game was in Orlando. The one they lost to the Magic, it was in Orlando. But after that, the Bulls took the next 3 games of the regular season from the Orlando Magic, and 2 of them were blowouts, okay? And the last game that the Bulls won in the regular season, it was a 90-86 victory in Orlando. That was the game where Shaq arrived to the game late. Okay. That was the game where Shaq arrived to the game late. And he came in late. And he still played, and he played well, but they ended up losing the game 90-86 to the Bulls, okay? And so they were 41-3 at the All-Star break. 41-3. And they just kept on rolling, man. They just kept on rolling. Now, they did lose 104-72 to the New York Knicks on the NBA on NBC. I remember that. I watched that game. They did lose 104-72 to the New York Knicks in New York. And I'll never forget. We came to school that Monday, and everybody said the Bulls are sorry. Everybody said the Bulls are sorry because they lost 104-72 to the Knicks. But they came right back and defeated the Bullets the next game. The Bulls did. So, and plus at the end of the year, the 104-72 loss to the Knicks really didn't matter. It really didn't matter. They did have a loss to the Toronto Raptors. Okay, they were 64-7 at the time, and they lost to the Toronto Raptors by 1 point, which dropped them to 64-8. And the game that they won to get to 70 wins was against the Milwaukee Bucks. They won 86-80. Over the Bucks to get to 70 wins. Okay. And of course 72-10 doesn't mean a thing without a ring. What's the theme for the 96 playoffs? Okay. And when I say the Bulls ran roughshod over the league, not just on the court, but off the court as well. First of all, on the court, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman were on the all-defensive team. All-defense team. Tony Kukoc was the 6th man of the year. Phil Jackson became the winningest coach in Chicago Bulls history and coach of the year. Jerry Krause was named executive of the year. So they pretty much ran roughshod over the entire league. The only awards that they didn't get was Defensive Player of the Year and Most Improved Player of the Year or Rookie of the Year, which went to Damon Stoudemire. So, yeah, the 96 Bulls just ran roughshod over the entire league. We all know the stories from training camp. It was a war. It was a war. The time that Steve Kerr challenged Michael Jordan, then Michael Jordan gave him a black eye. And then he gained Jordan's respect. Kerr gained Jordan's respect because Kerr was one of the few people to stand up to Michael. They defeated the Miami Heat 3-0. Defeated the Knicks 4-1, but it was a hard fought 4-1 series win because, you know, the Knicks were going to push you around. They were going to elbow you. They were going to push you, poke you. The Knicks were going to be real physical. And that's what they were. Then came the rematch with the Orlando Magic. Game 1, 121-83 to Chicago. Now the Bulls were down by as much as 18 in Game 2. That was the game Michael Jordan received the MVP. So that's another award. When I say the Bulls ran roughshod over the entire league. Not only that, Michael Jordan also won the All-Star Game MVP. Yeah. But, yeah, the Bulls were down 18 in Game 2, and they came back to win. Then Game 3, the Magic just didn't have it. 86-67, Chicago. And then Jordan scores 45 in the 106-101 clincher. And then the NBA Finals was virtually a foregone conclusion when the Bulls were up 3-0. Defeated the Sonics in 6 games. Yeah, so it was a virtual foregone conclusion. So, Pippen, Jordan. Go to that. Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan were on the all-defensive team. Tony Kukoc was 6th man. Phil Jackson, winningest coach in Bulls history and coach of the year. Jerry Krause, executive of the year. Michael Jordan, league MVP. All-Star Game MVP. Come on, man. Yeah. When you add all that head up, you got the 72-10 team. And one of the greatest teams of all time. Speaking of greatest teams of all time, let's fast forward a few years later to the 98 Bulls. Okay? So, they were playing the Jazz. Okay? It was Game 1 of the 1998 NBA Finals. Okay? And I believe Utah took an 8-point lead into the 4th quarter. Okay. Utah led by 8 in the 4th quarter. That's when the Bulls began making their comeback. Okay. That's when the Bulls began making their comeback. And there was one point where the Bulls were making their comeback. It was in the 4th quarter. The Bulls were making their comeback. They eventually lost the Bulls eventually lost in overtime, but as they were coming back in the 4th quarter, there was a sequence in the 4th quarter where Jordan was calling for the ball. Pippen had the ball, okay? And Jordan was holding for it. Jordan's like, give me the ball, give me the ball. And Pippen didn't pass Jordan the ball. He took the three. Scottie Pippen hit the three to tie the game. Okay. Now, Scottie Pippen hit the three to tie the game. Okay. But after the Jazz called timeout, Pippen and Jordan had a brief argument on the bench. Had a real brief argument that they showed on camera. They had a real brief argument saying, and of course, Isaiah Thomas, Doug Collins, Bob Costas, all trying to figure out what they're trying to say. Jordan says, I'm hot. Pass me the ball. I can make the shot. Well, Pippen says, I'm hot. I can make the shot. So Jordan and Pippen had a brief argument on the bench about who should get the ball in that situation. Scottie Pippen may hate the three, tied the game, but still though, that was an interesting sequence in game one. All right, that's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. May God bless you all. I'm out of here. See y'all in the next one. Peace.